Hi there, hope you are doing fine. This is Mr. Philip Koma, the excellent tutor. This is a weekend past paper tutorial and it's part 2, meaning we're looking at paper 2 questions. Without wasting much of a time, let us begin. Question 1. I only have 2 questions. So question 1 reads, the figure below shows the muscles in a bent limb in a grasshopper. So we can see this is our figure here. Let me just get my pointer. Okay, so this is the diagram that we have. This is the figure that we have here. Okay, so this figure shows the muscles in a bent limb in a grasshopper. Okay, so question A, identify muscles R and S. 2 marks. So what is this muscle and what is this muscle? That's the question. Okay, pause the video, try to answer this question on your own. Alright, I'm sure you've done that. So muscle R is known as an extensor muscle. Okay, it's an extensor muscle, while muscle S is the flexor muscle. So a flexor muscle is the one which will cause a joint to bend, while an extensor muscle will cause a joint to extend. So we can see that this muscle will cause this joint to bend going in this direction. So muscle S is the flexor muscle, while muscle R is the extensor muscle. Alright, so in order to straighten the limb, what happens to muscle R and S? So in order for this limb to become straight, okay, let me get a pen. For this limb to become straight like this, what should happen to muscle R and what should happen to muscle S? Alright, so muscle R is an extensor muscle, like we said. Okay, and I said that the extensor muscle will cause a joint to be straight or to extend. Then the flexor muscle will cause a joint to bend. So in order for this joint to be straightened, muscle R, which is the extensor muscle, will contract, while muscle S is going to relax. So muscle R will contract while muscle S will relax. Alright, question C. State the term used to refer to the action of muscles R and S. So the term is antagonistic. So by antagonistic, it simply means when one muscle contracts, the other muscle relaxes. So the contraction of one muscle depends on the relaxation of the other. So when this muscle contracts, this muscle is going to relax. Or when this muscle contracts, this muscle is going to relax. So it's antagonistic. That's the term used to refer to this action. Alright, I hope you are enjoying the video. If you are, please like this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Let us continue. Identify the type of skeleton shown in figure 3.0. So what type of skeleton is this? So looking at what we have here, it's a grasshopper. So a grasshopper is an insect, and insects have got an exoskeleton. So this skeleton is the exoskeleton. It is the exoskeleton. Alright, let's look at the final question. State three functions of the skeleton in figure 3.0. What are the functions of the skeleton in figure 3.0? Alright, so the skeleton, first of all, it's a firm structure, and this structure does what? It simply provides protection. So it protects the delicate part. Okay, that's the first function. It protects the delicate parts of the body. 2, it gives shape to the organism. Then 3, it gives mechanical support. Those are the 3 functions of the skeleton: to protect, giving shape, and also giving support, providing mechanical support. Those are the 3 functions of the skeleton that we have here. Alright, my excellent students. I almost said alright. Alright, my excellent students, let's look at question 2. So question 2, figure 13.2 shows the muscles in a straightened leg. So this is the diagram that we have. We can see that this is a leg. So we've got muscle X. Okay, let me try to highlight. Got muscle X. This is muscle X. Then this here is muscle R. Okay, muscle R. So yeah, figure 13.2 shows the muscles in a straightened leg. Okay, that's the diagram that we have. In order to straighten the leg, what happens to muscles X and Y? So for this leg to be straight, what will happen to this muscle and what will happen to this muscle? So now I want you to pay attention here. This muscle, muscle X, it is the one which is going to cause this joint to bend going in this direction. Okay, to cause this lower part of the leg to go up, meaning that's bending of the joint. This muscle, it's the one which is going to cause this joint to bend. Then this muscle will cause this joint to extend. Okay, so we have an idea, right? Now here they are asking us to say which of these muscles, sorry, in order to straighten the leg, what happens to muscle X and Y? So for this leg to be straight, this muscle is going to contract because it is the one which is going to cause this leg to be straightened. So it is going to contract while this muscle will relax. So muscle Y will contract while muscle X will relax. Okay, question 2, which of these muscles is a flexor or extensor muscle? So flexor muscle, it is the muscle which is going to cause a joint to bend, while extensor muscle, it is a muscle which is going to cause a joint to extend. So muscle X is the flexor muscle, while muscle Y is an extensor muscle. Okay, because muscle Y will cause this joint to extend, while muscle X will cause this joint to bend. Alright, then the other question reads, differentiate the following. Differentiate the following. A, tendon and ligament. Then B, ball and socket and hinge joint. So let's start by differentiating the tendon and the ligament. So the ligament, it is an elastic tissue. It is an elastic tissue which is made up of elastic protein. Okay, and what it does is that it joins a bone to a bone and keeps the joint stable, preventing dislocation. That's what ligaments do. They will join a bone to a bone and they prevent dislocation. Now looking at a tendon, it is a tough and inelastic fibrous protein. Okay, and what it does is it joins a muscle to a bone. So for the ligament, it joins a bone to a bone, while a tendon joins a muscle to a bone. That's what it does. Okay, that's what it does. A ligament joins a bone to a bone, so it's the one which connects a bone to a bone, and then a tendon, it's the one which connects a muscle to a bone. Are you following? Yeah. And then looking at ball socket joint and hinge joint, when you look at a ball and socket joint, this is a type of a synovial joint. Both of them are synovial joints, by the way. They are both synovial joints. And if you don't know what synovial joints are, a synovial joint, these are joints that are made of cavities containing a fluid called synovial fluid. Okay, and they allow movement in one or more planes. So a ball and socket joint is an example. It's a type of a synovial joint, together with a hinge joint. It is also another type of a synovial joint. So what are the differences between these two types of synovial joints? So looking at a ball and socket joint, these are synovial joints where one bone has a round head ball and another has got a depression, which is a socket. Okay, and these joints allow movement in three planes. They allow movement in three planes, the ball and socket joint. So you find that one has got you find that one has got a round head, okay, round head ending, and then the other one has got a depression. It has got a depression, okay, which is acting more like a socket. Okay, when they join together, they'll form this ball and socket joint, and they allow movement in three planes. They allow movement in three planes. Now, when you look at a hinge joint, these are synovial joints which allow movement in only one plane. Okay, just like this joint here. This is an example of a hinge joint. If you are familiar with your door has can only open in one direction because it has got hinges. Those hinges will only allow that door to open in one direction. It won't open the other direction, but it will only open in one direction. It is the same with hinge joints. Okay, they only move in one plane. Yeah, so those are the differences between the tendon and the ligament, bone socket and hinge joint. So under tendon and ligament, I said that the tendon joins a muscle to a bone, while ligament joins a bone to a bone. Then for a bone socket joint, it allows movements in three planes, while a hinge joint allows movement in only one plane. Alright, my excellent biology students, we come to the end for this week. The topic has ended. We were looking at locomotion. Hope you now know what you need to know about locomotion. Make sure that you watch the tutorial videos and watch these weekend past paper tutorial videos. I hope I have explained everything accordingly, and I hope you've enjoyed this topic. See you in our next topic. This has been Mr. Philip Koma, the excellent tutor. Stay blessed.